I wouldn't say my hype and excitement for this is as grand as some people's might be. But I did still put a couple 100 hours into Elden Ring. And if this is in any way of the same quality that the old Hunters DLC expansion, essentially, for Bloodborne was, if it's anywhere close to the same quality, it will be good. The old Hunters, I think, is probably and just because I'm a Bloodborne fanboy, ignore that. Just in terms of an expansion for a game, I'd say the old Hunters is up there, right towards the top in terms of best expansion for any game ever. And we'll ignore MMOs for that as well, because when you're looking at Final Fantasy XIV, things get a bit dicey, and actually, and this is going to ruffle some feathers, when you're looking at Reaper of Souls for Diablo 3 as well. But that's because I love Diablo 3 and I'm very outspoken when it comes to that. But anyway, that's not what you guys have clicked on this for. You have clicked on this because you like Elden Ring and you are interested in what my... don't know why that's decided to set itself to 480p. You are interested in what my opinions and reactions to the Shadow of the Erdtree trailer are. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have exciting reactions to it. I can't guarantee that I'm going to spend any time talking about it afterwards. Let's just find out.
Peggy 16.
Peggy 16. Moog's Arena,
Pure
as expected.
and radiant, he wields love to shrive clean the hearts of men.
Mikola.
There is nothing more terrifying.
The voice acting is always good. Mouth movement? No. But voice acting, always good. Ooh. And the Namco Entertainments. Ooh.
In that forsaken place.
Was that Altus Plateau, or was it a variant of it?
Blood of your fellows.
New NPCs?
The Erdtree faithful.
New zones? Lots of pods?
They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side.
Giant boss? Oh, good. Is that Garank? No, that's not Garank. It's just kind of an amorphous shape of...
Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light?
New spells and weapon up. Was that a player doing that?
I presume you, too, are keen to know
With piece of crossbow?
just what kind Mikola is doing here.
That's pretty. Ah, nice use of colours there. Oh, that's a lovely sound effect.
Death.
Mesmer.
Come,
Who?
touch the withered arm and travel to the realm of shadow.
So we're going to
We will
touch...
not be far behind. May we meet again.
Is that Melina? Shadow of the... Yeah, so that's going to be an entirely kind of parallel zone. And I'm assuming that was Mikola at the end there. 21st of June. Pre-order to get in-game stuff. Mesmer the Impaler. So Mesmer is actually a boss that we can get. Pre-order now. Yes, might go and do that. Might go and do that because that's quite a nice statue. And I do like me a good statue. So I'm assuming that in order to access this DLC, you have to defeat Moog. Because if it's saying touching the withered arm, I'm assuming it's the one in the egg. The Moog, the Mikola that was captured or removed from Millennia. And then we've got multiple different kind of new areas. In fact, this withered arm, one assumes. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this, but when we saw this, first of all, it's like, that's Alta's Plateau. It's like, but it's not, is it? That's not Alta's Plateau, because I can't remember any places on Alta's Plateau where there's a load of white gravestones like that. So this is kind of a parallel, darkened version of the Lands Between. And I love parallel realities in games. It's just one of my things. I remember when 2022's Game of the Year awards were coming around, and it was all like, oh, Elden Ring Game of the Year, etc., etc. It's like, yes. But there were a lot of people saying, well, technically it's not very good. So, to a degree, yes. Its textures aren't the highest quality and so on and so forth. But the thing that FromSoft does is they produce stuff like this. They produce very atmospheric, gorgeous shots through a mastery of shape and light and colour rather than the highest quality textures. And that is, that's beautiful. That rivals in many ways any of the shots that I've spoken about in Alan Wake 2. If I was to look closely at anything in this, nowhere near on the same kind of texture level. Arguably not quite there on the lighting as well. I mean, if you look at the lighting in the kind of rays up here, it's not as high quality, but it runs a damn sight better, one would think, than Alan Wake 2 does. Although, to be fair, I run a lot better than Alan Wake 2 does, and I'm incredibly out of shape, and I've got a broken spine. So, yeah, that's another closer look at this. So you've got the roots kind of bursting forth from the ground. In the background, you've got all of these gravestones. This is why it made me think of Alta's Plateau, because obviously because of the orange grasses. But definitely not the same place. And of course, the thing about FromSoft games trailers is that unless there's any kind of last minute changes in development, they never show you anywhere that you can't go. There's never anything in these trailers that you can't see for yourself in game. And you might think, well, that's what all trailers do. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not at all. But yes, this is where it's like, hold on, no, this is definitely a different place. You've got some lovely bits of greenery up there in the top left. Those must be incredibly bright to contrast so much with the muted down oranges in the foreground. But then, of course, it pans up to this. The shadow of the Erdtree with the kind of diaphanous, almost veils like coming from the top of it into the clouds. This is what FromSoft does so well. They make cool, weird-looking shit. Elden Ring is not my favourite Souls-like. It's not. It's in my top 5. We've got Bloodborne at the top. We've got Lies of P second. We've got... this is the thing that always pisses people off. We've got The Surge 2. And we've got Elden Ring. Kind of tied, realistically. And then we've got games like Sekiro and Dark Souls 3 down below that. I really like Elden Ring. Don't fool yourselves into thinking, Demajen, I mean, not that anybody really cares, let's be honest. everybody who likes Souls-like games has their own favourite and will quite vocally defend it to the death. But the one thing that I will always praise From Software for is this. Just the artistry that goes into making cool looking shit that you actually get to kind of travel to and transport yourself through. It's like it's like kind of silken sheets coming out of the clouds. It's very cool. I'm assuming this is the actual kind of shadow of the Erdtree as opposed to the burnt Erdtree, or maybe it was the very burning of the Erdtree that created this. I don't know. And it's kind of echoed backwards. Who knows with From Software stories, let's be honest. But it's a very cool looking shot. And we've got the same place at night, although closer up. We've got an aqueducty style thing there. We probably will be able to go over that. Is this one of the Divine Towers? Probably. It looks quite similar to. Now, the other fun thing about From Software trailers, of course, is that you have to try and decide, well, are we going to be able to get that armor or not? Is this an NPC or is this the player? Because, of course, a lot of the NPCs use the player model. That sky texture, very low res. But it's there for tone, it's there for atmosphere. Guy with pot. Big, heavy armor. See this. Is that one of the white masks? That looks like one of Barry's white masks. But again, the use of colour. And FromSoft loves its flower fields. It also loves its grand halls. Is this one that we can already... Well, no, I'm assuming these are all new areas. It looks a bit like a parallel to Stormvale. Because isn't there there's a grand entrance or middle chamber like this in Stormvale, isn't there? And these pillars at the side that you can go behind because there's one of those... No, actually, that's more of a kitchen-y area, isn't it? I do love me a purple flame, though. Who are you? What are you going to do for us? Yay! A swamp area! Is the swamp poisonous? Well, would we place bets on that? Anybody? Anybody at all? Would anybody like to bet me any money that this swamp isn't poisonous? Although I suppose with the fact that we've got Scarlet Rot and stuff, what is this? That looks suspicious like fingertips. Have they brought back the hand enemies? But again, in terms of lighting, this reminds me of the area in Sekiro, actually, where you can get on top of the misty buildings and throw yourselves down and stab the pipe playing things that I can never remember the names of. Again, artistry. That looks, especially it looks like a piece of concept art, doesn't it? It looks like a painting being brought to life. The caustics on the water are a little bit meh, but whatever. I'm assuming those are particular NPCs. This is an area that we're going to get around. Is this our player standing? Probably. So lots of big hanging pots. Fiery areas. And again, this is almost our kind of Lendell style thing. But you'll notice right at the top, up here, everything's crumbling away and flying upwards, almost like it's being transported to Faramazula. And this is what FromSoft do so well. I mean, the story, whatever. You know, the story in FromSoft games often is meh. And this could just be a reskinned fire giant. And it's certainly got that kind of size and scale to it. The fact that we're fighting on the horse as well probably helps with that. But fire giant, not everybody's favourite fight in Elden Ring. Looks like we've got the kind of liquid gold pouring out of the tree up here as well. Graveyard. These weird columns have been in a couple of shots. It's a cool enemy design. Surprising nobody. Giant wicker brazier thing. That I mean, this is going to create memes, isn't it? Let's be honest. There's going to be memes of this one. I wonder what it's connected to, because you can't see that. Is this Garank? This looks like... No, it's not. It's got too many teeth. This is something else. Some giant bestial thing. Because also, why would Garank be there anyway? He's too busy becoming Malekith. But it's got some of that kind of... There's just something about the way this moves. Oh no, never mind. We've got some legs here. And we've got some arms down here. So this is some weird grafted thing. There's just something about the way it moves that's so cloth physicsy and kind of fluid, I suppose, is the... Yeah, the way it kind of twists, it's almost like a golden dragon Chinese serpent style thing, but covered in cloth, and just how sinuously it moves. This is our guy whose name I've forgotten already. So is he our antagonist? He's got the golden eyes of grace. So these are new weapon arts, new spells. I'm assuming that this is going to be something that we can do. I can't tell if this is the boss or the enemy, or this is the enemy, and that's part of the speculation, isn't it? Is that just going to be a weapon art, or is it going to be a martial arts system? Pot throwing. Repeater crossbow, some nice armor there. We can almost certainly get that. That'll be a weapon arts. That's a beast spell. Now this, again, a very FromSoft thing. They love their kind of fields of flowers, obviously. You know, we had those in Sekiro. We had those at the end of Bloodborne. But this in particular reminds me of the plateau where you fight the ice dragon. The kind of blue sparkles in the air, but again, beautifully contrasted with this boss whose outfit is glowing with red. I feel like I'm just talking about artistry here, as opposed to making any kind of speculations as to the actual game. But yeah, very much a dancer style. Giants. I mean, what is that? It's an Erdtree porcupine. Giant on. Can we go back? Yeah, so this is another horse riding boss, but skeletal. It's not kind of a Radahn style thing, because the horse is actually of a more comparable size, which obviously poor old Leonard is not. It is Leonard, isn't it, Radahn's horse? Yeah. The sound there was just lovely, and this is going to be, I'm assuming, our final confrontation. But again, Mesmer, that was their name. Just because that's the kind of poster boss doesn't mean it's the final boss. You know, a lot of the artwork for the Old Hunters was of Lady Maria. Lady Maria is not the final boss in the Old Hunters. Mesmer may well not be the final boss in the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. I mean, clearly I'm going to have to play the game again to get myself ready, because I've not played it in a while now. Is that a new Crucible spell? Or is that... No, I think that must be one that we can maybe already get. I'm sure there's one with wings that we can already get. And I'm assuming this is Miquella. Shadow of the Erdtree, 21st of June 2024. Pre-order now. Get bonus gesture. Ring of Miquella. 40-page hardcover art book. 40 pages? That's quite thin for an art book. 21st of June. Best add that to my calendar, hadn't I? June. 21st. Elden Ring DLC. Sorted. I use the calendar on my phone for all game releases that I'm interested in. Was there something else coming out in June? I feel like there was. What else was coming out in June that I was planning on playing? Was it June? No, it was not. I have got nothing in June so far. I've got loads in March. I've got 3 things in April. And then I've got Black Myth Wukong in August and Space Marine 2 in September. So this fits beautifully in kind of the last few weeks of my summer term before my summer holiday. The only thing that might clash is when Dawn Trail is due to come out, because we don't have a release date for Dawn Trail, but we do know it's summer 2024. And obviously that will be receiving priority, assuming I've finished 6.4 and 6.5 by then. Anyway, that's been my reaction and thoughts on the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree official gameplay revealed trailer. I get to go and watch this back now and see what my face was doing at all times, because that's always joyful. What did you think? Let me know. Have you gone? I imagine by now that all of these collector's editions have sold out, because it is. What are we at? It's just gone midnight on the 22nd, so these are probably all the pre-orders are probably gone. But we'll find out. We'll find out. I'm going to go and see what is there and available. Have you got one for yourself? I do like a good statue. Do I like this more than the Millennia one? I don't know, it's cool. I like the vibrant colours against the normal muted palette that Elden Ring provides. I'm assuming this is something to do with Rykard. What with the snakes and stuff. Is this the son of Rykard? I don't know. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe out there. Leave a like down below if you've enjoyed the reaction. If you haven't enjoyed the reaction, downvote it to oblivion. It's not like this channel makes any money, so whatever. Tell me why, though. Tell me why you didn't enjoy the reaction. Don't just downvote it just because you're feeling mean. Because meanness should not be rewarded. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.